Hello everyone to another video. This one is not slop. I've heard your calls. In 2025, we are stopping the slop. Only high quality from here on out, alright? The FDA was about to close me down, but don't worry, we're good. In this video, I'm talking about Halo 5. You gotta hear me out on this, alright? Don't go clicking off around 2 minutes. This is some good stuff you're gonna be missing out on. I'm talking about the campaign. Talking about their warzone, and I'm talking about their customization. You need to hear me out, alright? This is how we're gonna make a good Halo game, by looking at Halo 5 basically 10 years after it came out. The good, the bad, and what we need to change. Stay tuned. But anyways, starting off with campaign. Campaign, it was a miss. It was even hit or miss. No one liked it. Complete opposite of Halo 4. Everyone hated the multiplayer. Everyone liked the campaign. Halo 5, everyone hated the campaign, everyone liked the multiplayer. The reason why is because we have this, I'm gonna just call him an industry plant Spartan Locke, the black guy. It's because he had no backstory. No one gave a fuck who he was, and we're forced to play as him. You know, they built up the fight between Spartan Locke and Master Chief for the first 2 years before the game even came out. And then when you actually do play the game, there's maybe a total of, I don't know, anywhere from 3 to 7 minutes of confrontation between the two of them, and it's mostly in cutscenes. I thought if I was going to be playing a Spartan Locke, I'd either be kicking Master Chief's ass or he'd be kicking my ass. Turns out it would just be some quippy dialogue like I'm in some old-ass Reddit thread from 1997. Let me play as Buck, or let me play as somebody else. Hell, if they would have let you play as your own Spartan to track down Master Chief, the game could have been 10 times better, alright? Halo Studios, take notes on this part. If you would have had Halo 5, like how Halo Reach was, where you could make your own Spartan, or the customizations would show in the campaign, and you could play with your friends while them being in this blue team or red team, I don't know what the fuck the team's actually called, the 4 Spartans that go around. You know, you play as 2 of them, Master Chief's team and Spartan Locke's team. For Spartan Locke's team, I wish you could have customized, you know, your Spartan, hell, maybe even all of the Spartans so they could all look cool. I put them all in ODST armor, and we'd give Buck PTSD of what he did to the rookie. Halo 5 campaign, we had, for the enemies, we had the Covenant, or the anti-Sangheili people. I don't even think they're the Covenant anymore. And we had the Forerunners. The Forerunners are pretty cool. I know most people don't like them. I personally like the Forerunners. I don't like them over the Flood, and I can see why most people hate them, because they think the Flood got replaced by them. No, it's just because 343 doesn't know how to make Flood sounds. They won't hire me for the voice actor. You know, I could be the Gravemind. I could be like, subscribe to Hidden Gaming and share the video. You know, I could be the Gravemind, or I could be the Flood. I can make, you know, weird noises with my mouth. 343, aka Halo Studios, please hire me. Anyways, the Forerunners, they're the major threat. They're seen throughout all of Halo 5, unlike how in Halo 4 where they pop up a little bit here and there and then disappear. They're kind of a pain in the ass, especially the Knights and the Crawlers. The Crawlers, they just move around too much. I don't really like shooting at them. I feel like I'm in like a SWAT match. I have to sweat my nuts off to make sure I don't die against them. And the Knights, I have to do like some press the button or connect 4. I don't even know how to describe it, to destroy their 2 back shield platings, and then their back and then their face just to kill them. That's too much, alright? That's like a tiny little boss fight in an enemy itself. It's not even a good thing. 343, aka Halo Studios. You shouldn't have done that, alright? That was bad. Bad. I hit you with a squirt bottle here. It should have been, you know, you just shoot the helmet off of them and then it falls off, like what Call of Duty does. Or you could have... Actually, I don't even want to say you could have only melee'd the thing. That would just be even more AIDS on top of it. But disregarding the enemies, or disregarding the Forerunners, we have the Covenant, and the Covenant are, you know, what you'd expect. Grunts, the Jackals, the Elites, and the Hunters. You know, it's the Golden 4. Don't change it. Add on to it if you want. Never change that, though. I wish there was a little bit more Covenant presence in Halo 5. I wish we'd had, like, Brutes or something. You know, where are the Brutes during Halo 5? Did they take this one off, like in CE? Were they just vacationing during the filming of this? We didn't have the engineers either. I think you only see the engineers in Reach. And like, Spartan Assault's not even a game. It's like a fucking mobile game. It's a mobile game for your Xbox. Who wants to play that shit? You know, actually focus, take some time on a Halo game, make it good. The campaign scenery of Halo 5, there's like 4 noticeable different sections. They're pretty cool. I really hate the graphics and art style of Halo 5. If this was in like Halo 3 art style or like Halo Infinite's art style, oh my god, this game would have been peak. It looks cartoonishly hyper-realistic, if that makes sense. Everything looks like it would be real life. However, there's like a little cartoon spray paint all over it. It's like if Fortnite and COD had a baby. That's what they were going for the art style. Why? First of all, who? I hope they fired whoever was the lead developer of Halo 5's art design. The vehicle assortment for the campaign, I'm not going to go into much detail for it. You know, you got your standard vehicles, maybe one or two other things. I'm not taking a deep dive in any of this. I could not be fucked. But the maps in themselves, there's like a snowy planet with all the Forerunner giant things. I don't know what they're called. The Guardians, I think. Is that why it's called Guardians? Halo 5 Guardians? That makes sense, I guess. That's like towards the end, though. At the start, you're in space. That's cool, I guess. I don't know. Then you go to like some desert planet. If Saudi Arabia was a planet, just imagine that. It's what it is. And then you go to some like water world that the Covenant's on, and they have a bunch of like anti-air cannons. I feel like I'm fighting the goddamn Gundams from the Episode 1 Phantom Menace of Star Wars, the thing with Jar Jar Binks is. I feel like if his homeworld wasn't entirely underwater and was above water, it would look something like that. It's kind of gross. And then there's this like cool rock mining planet, and like a Guardian was emerging during that. It was like destroying the planet. Everyone's like, holy crap, we gotta get out of here. That was cool. I liked that mission. That was a really good mission. Props to whoever made that. Put that in the next Halo game you're working. There's like a whole bunch of like civilians and Marines trying to evac, and you're driving past them, and I kind of feel bad. I was trying to keep them alive. I think one of them got like blown up out of nowhere, or rammed into me and blew up. That's on him. Alright, I'm not an accessory to manslaughter. He did that in his own free will. Don't look at me. Space police, that wasn't me. Alright, moving on. You know, the weapon assortment, it is what it is in Halo 5. There's not really anything cool that stands out to me. I wish they added the stuff in Warzone to Halo 5's campaign. That would have been awesome. And like the vehicle variants as well, that would have been really cool. And I wish they took more of a sandbox route with Halo 5's campaign instead of a linear, straightforward destination with only the cool stuff happening in cutscenes. Don't do that in the future as well if you're still listening. Don't have cutscenes that we cannot play as or play in, if that makes sense. Like, don't give me a Warthog run and then be like, just kidding, here's a cutscene of your character doing it. No. Let me do it. Whether it's button prompts at the very least, or I'm actually going through it. That one scene where everyone's flying down the mountain, I feel like that should have been like, you know, you have 3 different paths and you can play as, you know, each individual character going down, and you have to take out so many Covenant before you reach the bottom. Kind of like how the Modern Warfare 2 snowmobile Spec Ops thing was. Something similar to that they could have did instead of a long choreographed cutscene. I think that would have been easier on their part. I think it would have made the campaign way better than how it is. That's just one of the major complaints that I've heard a lot of. I tried interviewing people. The only person I could interview wanted to send me a picture of his butthole. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you people?
That's it.
I'm gonna bend over and scream on my ass.
I also don't like how the elites look in Halo 5. They're not sleek looking how the original Halos wanted them to look. They're all fat and bulky. It's like the Americanized version of an elite. I don't like that, alright? I want my elites to look like they live in South America or they're all skinny, or Africa. I don't want them to look like they're straight out of a fucking Texas Roadhouse with their butter biscuits in one hand and their extra large Diet Coke in the other. You know, I need my elites skinny. I need them combat ready. This just looks like, you know, we've ran out of soldiers. Deploy the fat kids. And what a terrible thing to go with, Halo 5. What were you thinking? Cortana being evil? I don't even know. Some people liked it, some people didn't. I personally didn't like it. Cortana should not be evil, you know. Boo-hoo, slavery, get over it. Like some people. But, you know, we're using those AIs, and I think we're treating them right, putting a metaphorical bullet in the back of their head every 7 years. I think that's a good thing. I think we should continue to do that. I'm not one for AI rights. My kids will probably, you know, push for AI rights. I'm too old for this already. I've fought in Space Vietnam, and I'm opposed to free rights to AI. Moving on to Warzone before this conversation gets weird, or I go off topic again. Warzone, very fun. I don't like fighting other people in Warzone though. Not very fun, especially when they camp or they head glitch with a broken sniper. I don't have footage of this, but the past of me playing Halo 5, this has happened. It really frustrated 16-year-old me. I didn't like that. It like jump-started my puberty. But normal Warzone, where it's just 6 or 8 of you versus AI, that is very fun, especially if you're playing with friends. Everyone gets in a tank or 2 tanks or Warthog, 3 Warthogs, or a bunch of, Banshees or Mantises or Wasps, whatever they're called. Think of a bug name or a type of spirit name for the Covenant, and that's basically what vehicle, I'm assuming. And you fight these like decked out bosses. I mean, they're just reskins of things you fight in the campaign, but if they were more decked out, that would be awesome. They didn't need to add that. It's fine. That's not a complaint for me. I understand that there's a time crunch when making these games, or you're trying to cut corners to make a profit. I get that. I'm a businessman too. But if we were to go back on Halo 5 and if we had an infinite budget, I think they should have added a separate mode of Warzone where it is like a Destiny raid where you have to do mechanics or something, and then you get to a final boss, and then you have a certain amount of time to defeat it. I don't think there should be a constant timer. I don't think that encourages fun, playthroughs or fun behavior from your player base. Okay, Halo, can we just get that in perspective? There should not be a timer on a PvE mode. There's some people, not me, that cannot shoot for shit. Okay, might be me. And it takes us a little longer to kill the enemy. I do not want to be rushed. I have 2 minutes to kill this giant ass Warden Eternal who just like body slammed half my team and threw a fucking tank at me. All right, I got a little pistol, dude. What do you want me to do? It's like, oh, here's a slingshot. Go kill God. Like what? And I have 2 minutes? You got to be on crack to think that was okay to launch that like that. There's kids playing this game, man. Think of the children. And also think of the people who are employed, all right? Both of us cannot aim for shit. Unless we're playing Fortnite, then we're cranking 90s to the extreme. But yeah, if they would have just made these bosses like a little bit cooler looking, a little bit different, not just painting them red or blue or orange, like that. Give them some more limbs, give them a second head, or make them larger than life, This giant ass knight pops up at the final round of Warzone, and you gotta like shoot these little different weak spots on him, like it's a giant ass boss that just pops up. That would be so cool. I wish they could have did that. All they had to do was just do the AI modeling upscaling and then add crit points and get rid of the usual crit points. It would take you 2 days at most. And if you only had one dude working on it, he kept taking like a fucking smoke break. Okay, it's not hard to do that. And that's coming from me. I've been researching into video game development and coding in general. It is not that hard, especially when you already have a system going. If you're building something up from ground zero, then yes, I'd understand why it takes so long. But Halo 5 was just an extension of the Halo 4 engine. Spoiler, the customization or the arsenal, I should say, for the vehicles in Warzone are pretty good. You get a lot of variety, and then you get 3 to 5 different variants of those that either change the gun, damage, or the way the vehicle acts. That was super cool. I wish they kept that in Halo Infinite. I want that in Halo Infinite. Please put that in Halo Infinite. I hope they got the message. But like this Mantis that I had, I changed it to like an Oni Mantis. I got lucky and it gave me that. And I had lock onto the AI, so I could just fire the missiles and they'd spiral in the air and they'd hit the target. Super cool. Same for the machine gun, I guess I'll call it, in the right hand. I was shooting that and it had a lock on. And then I know there's like an orange variant of that Mantis that gives you like an arc cannon instead of a missile launcher, and you have explosive bullets. That's super cool. Or the ghosts in general, you'll have like the default ghost, and then you have like a temple ghost, which is an orange variant of that, and it has more armor and a faster fire rate. Or you'll have the ultra ghost, which is a white ghost with shields, more armor, and it has explosive impact on the bullets. That is my favorite vehicle in Halo 5. I love that thing. It is cute. Alright, I will die on this hill. That is the best ghost. That is in all of Halo. The Ghost Ultra from Halo 5. I will not die on this hill because that Ghost Ultra is fucking broken. You try and charge at me when I have explosive bullets, you're not even getting out of spawn, let's be honest. The vehicles, we already talked about those. The weapons, you have a whole wide variety of weapons. RPGs, snipers, shotguns, Covenant variants, the Forerunners, or you'll have like different variants of a pistol. They also added like the Halo CE pistol a while back after the game already came out. That was cool. I like crossovers like that in my Halo games. Can we get the Halo C pistol, perhaps, in Halo Infinite? Kind of. Come on. Add it, you know? I don't know why we have the shitty Halo 2 pistol. Nobody wants that thing. You could have given us the ODST pistol. That would have been a lot better. I think as well, I know they're working on these new Halo games, and that's kind of what the video is, if I, haven't already yapped them into oblivion and them clicking off this video. But it's for them to look at all the Halo games that they've made, and the ones that they co-made with Bungie back then, and they need to take the assets, or they need to remake the assets in Unity, and they need to put it into their game. Their game needs to be interactive, it needs to be challenging, and it needs to be fun. Those are 3 fundamental things they need to have in a Halo game. It also needs to make you feel like a badass, but that's a side thing. You don't need to feel like a badass. In Reach, you got your ass kicked, alright? In ODST, you were the same thing as a human. You didn't feel like a badass. All you felt was, holy shit, this game's fun. There's a lot to do. I can play this with my friends. It's got replayability, and I'm liking where I'm at. I like the art style. I like the narrative it's pushing to me. We need that again. If we need to go to war with Iraq for this to happen again, you also had power-ups as well that you can put on, like speed boost, damage boost, invisibility, whatnot when you're fighting these bosses. This helps you, alright? You can get these a lot out of rec packs. I'll get into rec packs in a second. And that's more so on the customization side of things, but holy shit, did rec packs suck. They were awful, but I'm not going to get into it right now. I'm continue with Warzone, and then we'll get into it. The power-ups in Warzone, they were great. The different maps in Warzone, okay. There's some variety. I wish there was more. I wish they added more. But, it is what it is. You could fight on the rock planet. You could fight on a beach. You can fight in the snow. And I really think that's all. I think there's only like 4 or 5 maps, to be honest. And they'd either be Covenant or Forerunner bosses. And after a time, it kind of gets boring because I'm doing the same thing over and over again. I guess like with PvP element in some modes. There's more unique opportunities because it's no longer an AI, it's a player you're fighting on top of the AIs in the middle. It's like a 1v1v1. There's not a lot of good games to play right now in this current year that we're in. I'm hoping in 2025 we get some real bangers. But until then, I got very little options, which kind of sucks. Okay, going into the customization here. You have your helmets and you have everything else and your visors. That is the 3 things of customization. Do you notice a problem here? 3 things. Look at Reach. There's 12 to 16 different things you can change on your Spartan. Look at Halo 3. There's 4 to 6 different things. Halo 2. Halo 2 had 3 things. But still, that was back then. Halo 5 came out fairly recently. I think 2016 or 2017. It should not have had such little customization. I should have been able to individually change my shoulders, my knee pad, my gloves, my shoes. I should have been able to put on the fucking Air Force Jordans. I should have been able to customize my helmet, Or I guess the helmet's fine. Or maybe I had like little attachments here and there like how Reach was or how you have in Halo Infinite. Good job on that part. But only having the helmet, the visor, and everything else and a third obscure secret third thing category, kind of lame. And you'll see what I'm talking about hopefully if I actually line up this video, and you'll see all the things that I'm going through on screen. Also, why were the Halo 5 helmets so fucking big? I felt like a fat head. Do you know what a fat head is? Those like little blow up things. They were popular back in like 2014. But why is my head so massive compared to my body? Doesn't make any sense. It's like a reverse shrunken head. And the weapon skins in Halo 5, they were really good. Alright, most people hated them, or at least the people I talked to. That Halo 5 had some of the worst weapon skins. How? How do you think that? I mean, look at this Tron-inspired one. That one's cool. If we could make our own weapon skins, even better, but that's more of a Call of Duty thing, I guess. Or an old BO3. Really bring that back. Why do they kill off customization in modern shooters? Or in just modern games? Like, give me more customization. Unless I'm spending a whole fucking hour customizing my face in a crappy-ass JRPG, that's the only time it really sucks. I will spend the time to customize my armor, my weapons. You just have to give me the tools, alright? That is part of the package of the game to make a game good. But yeah, the weapon skins. They were really good. I wish Halo Infinite had this. Look at this, Halo Infinite. Take some notes here. I can actually customize the color of my armor and the trim without paying out the wazoo. Look at that. I changed my thing and I changed my color from black to white to pink, and it didn't even cost me $20. I know. Insane to think about. It was different though back then. The distant future of 6 to 8 years ago, or the distant past of 6 to 8 years ago. And I don't want to talk about multiplayer because, I already said, everyone thought it was good. And it was good for the most part. The only thing I didn't like is the blatant cheating. But you can't do anything about it. That's not their fault. All right. They'll try and fix it. If they can fix it, great. If they can't fix it, don't blame them for that. That's the other people. Blame the fucking cheaters. Don't blame the people that made the game. They didn't make the cheaters. The cheaters made themselves. It's just, that's the problem with being fat and unemployed, They have to they gotta show it. And it happens so much in Black Ops 6, it actually pisses me off thinking about it. But yeah, those are game killers. Once again, it's not the studio's fault. The studio's fault is not having replayability in a campaign, and a lack of customization, and the monetization with really nothing in return. And speaking of monetization, let's talk about the rec packs. Ooh, yeah, look at that leadway segment. $3, and you can buy some vehicles. Maybe you'll get lucky. Maybe you'll get a weapon skin. Maybe a new pair of pants or an armor set, I guess. For $2.99, or you can grind, and it takes you about anywhere from half an hour to 2 hours, depending on what you're playing, to get a gold rec pack, or you can get a silver and a bronze one. But don't expect anything good. You're just gonna get like shitty weapons out of that. Or we'll introduce a thing that's like bi-weekly, and it's 100,000 rec points, and I think it was like $20 to buy. But you're guaranteed to get something cool, So go ahead, go get mommy's credit card. Go open up that wallet. I don't like games like that. Don't encourage them to spend money on your game in that way. If you're going to add something really good, sure, go ahead. But if you're going to, basically lock behind broken weapons, broken vehicles behind a paywall, or just to look badass in general, without any way to grind or earn that, that's fucking terrible. That's awful. What are you thinking? Who thought of this? Was this the same guy who did the art style for Halo 5? Because holy shit, do I need to talk to him. But like every time I would go to the store to open my daily pack or something, it would show me, hey, buy 10 of these for, I think it was like 20 or $50, and you might get something cool. No, screw you. Let me grind for cool stuff. Why did you take that out of a game to begin with? I think there should be, COD system with weapon camos where you have to grind to get weapon camos on your gun, and it's a universal skin. That's really good. This is a good system. Any other video game developer that is watching this video, which I highly fucking doubt if this video even gets more than 10 views, take notes. Let me grind for something. I'm going to continue to play your game. I'm not going to drop your game. Only reason I'm dropping your game is if it's fucking boring, it's too sweaty, or there's nothing to work towards. But I think I said everything I need to say. I know I meant to say that at the start, but if you like this video, please consider subscribing, liking, commenting what I did right, what I didn't do right, so I can actually improve these videos. If you liked it so much, you might even share it. I'm trying to get this video to someone at Halo Studios or Microsoft so they can see this and be like, holy shit, we need to actually make a good game. I don't know why they can't realize this by themselves. I'm not even trying to be an asshole here. We need a good Halo game, please. All right? Anyways, have a good rest of your day or night. Toodles.